From inmate to entrepreneur, after a life on the streets, a 22-year-old Houston man has turned his life around, and now he inspires others to do the same. Photographer Tori Walker shares this man's amazing story.
They just started shooting. I tried to run, they kept shooting, and I dove over here, and this was all shot up. They look like they're rebuilding this, and I remember a lot of bullet holes. I came here in the past and saw bullet holes, but they filled them in with cement. I dove over here, passed out. When I woke up, I had lost so much blood. There was blood everywhere right here, man.
Take me back to when you went to jail. What was that like?
Jail was a hard experience because I had never been in jail. I've been in jail a lot, but not for a large amount of time. I actually was indicted on an aggravated robbery, and the time they was offering me at 17 years old was 40 years, and I haven't even lived 40 years of my own life yet.
What was the defining moment in your life that made you want to make a change?
What made me want to make a change was growing up, I wanted to be like something. I wanted to be something, do something in life. But the people that I was learning from, as far as my father figures, were people out in the streets, and the things that they were accomplishing was stuff that you don't make it in the real world. You just make it in that little small area. And I just came to the point where when I got out of jail and I was shot, that I was tired of trying to make it off those things that we were doing in the community. So I decided that, all right, I have a talent and I'm gonna stick with it. Since I wasn't taught how to open a business, I had to teach myself. I just did everything. I Googled everything. I went talk to business owners, and before you know it, within less than a year, I'm in my second shop. I started reading different magazines. Instead of me reading Source and stuff, I would read Forbes. Instead of me studying, gangs and stuff, I would study the stock market. So I just changed my whole way of thinking and learning. And eventually, I didn't know I was molding myself into a businessman, but I was just learning, like, man, life is not what I thought it was. We actually had a lot of celebrities come by here. Right here, Dwayne Brown signed right here. He plays for the Texans. Lawrence Vickers for the Cleveland Browns. Painter Chris Johnson, he came by here, but he signed behind this mirror before his painting was there, so we didn't have this. There's another guy plays for the Texans, Bryce McCain.
What is the most valuable lesson that you've learned throughout your journey?
Change your thought process. The reason why you're hopeless is because that's the way you think. That's the way you're taught to think. If you change, some people think it's normal to go be on drugs. It's not normal. Change the way you think. Change the way you go seek stuff. Go seek a different route of thinking and information. Change that, and you will understand the stuff that we can't seem to understand.
Kevin's with us this afternoon. I think it's important to note, Kevin, thanks for coming in. We appreciate you sharing your very inspirational story with us. You had tattoos on your neck, you had them on your arms, but you chose to get them removed.
Yeah, when I went into business, I had to find myself going on meetings and,
right.
and
professional
meetings. And in that kind of establishment, you can't have those tattoos all over your face. And you got to think 20 years from now, I don't know what I'm going to be doing. And it's a lot of people that don't have educations or they don't have jobs, and and they got tattoos all over their face. How you gonna take care of your kids? What are you gonna do? So I just, as a role model and for myself, I just decided to get them removed.
You made that choice,
yeah.
And I want to talk a little bit more about growing up because you grew up in the A-Leaf area. Wasn't always easy, right? A lot of people join the thug life because it's just the easy way out. A lot of people make excuses. You didn't make excuses, though. What would you tell those people that do?
There are no excuses. There are no rules. In life, it just goes the way you want it to go. If you decide to do this, that's what you decided. If you decide to do wrong, okay, life's just going to keep letting you do wrong. If you decide to do right, it's nothing that's going to stop you from doing something. When I desired and I had enough ambition in me to say, okay, I'm going to stop living like this, that's when my mind was open to living the correct way. And like I said, there's no rules. It shouldn't be any excuses. Like today, I could have had a lot of excuses to not be here right now, but I decided to, do what I got to do, and I came.
Talk a little bit too about the benefits you've been able to reap because of the hard work you've put in.
All right. For one, I became the most successful artist in Houston within a year. A lot of artists have not amounted to half of my success, but a lot of people think that, I would say you got to be stupid to think that I didn't work hard to do what I got to do. I would stay up all night reading and reading and reading all day and not do nothing that doesn't have anything to do with tattoos. I want to know everything about my craft. I perfected my craft. Now, with that, if I do that for a whole year, do you think somebody's just going to step in and just, you know, accomplish more than me? No, because I work harder. It's not going to be anyone that works harder than me. When I made that decision, it's just success came afterwards. It was crazy. But if I had some advice for somebody as far as tattooing or anything outside of it, real life, you just, it's true. This stuff that you hear people saying about you got to work hard, you can do whatever you want to do, it's true. You just got to take away the excuses and realize it's no rules. It's not what you see. It's a lot more to it. You understand?
That is your message. We do get it, and we appreciate you coming in. You are fabulous. You are a very inspirational person, and you made it, man. We appreciate it. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Tom?